I'm going to 100% Luigi's Mansion 2 HD by stopping King Boo once again, getting a 3-star rank for every mission, and filling up EGAD's vault with ghosts from the story and scarescraper. What? This 3DS game is $60? In HD, Mr. Squidward. In HD. Oh no, EGAD, look out! A ghost is gonna get you! The ghosts are friendly now? And even helping around the lab? Well, for some reason, this dark moon is keeping the ghosts in peaceful mode. Of course, King Boo can't have ghosts being friendly with humanity, so he blows up the freaking moon! The ghosts are going crazy now, ruining EGAD's lab, which is where our hero Luigi comes in after a couch coma. EGAD contacts him through the TV and somehow beams Luigi through it using pixelating technology into EGAD's lab, who then shares the bad news that he left his poltergust inside the spooky manor. So he gives Luigi a Nintendo DS, throws him a flashlight, and sends the plumber to the wolves. An automatic opening gate, not creepy at all.
It's a curse.
Trying the logical way through the front door, it happens to be locked. A mouse has stolen the main key, so I chase it through the front yard until I get my glittering prize. Let's go, Luigi, through the main entrance of Gloomy Manor. Making my way to the garage, I get the poltergust from the front of EGAD's ride. Apparently, it's the only place he knows where to store his equipment. Fully armed and operational, I suck off a sheet to grab a key, act like a maid in the mudroom in order to search every nook and cranny, and don't forget to look up for the second key as well as other items. Using said keys, I encounter the first 2 ghosts of the manor playing with something off the poltergust. Giving chase, I endure slash attacks from a few stinking possessed knights.
'Tis but a scratch.
The ghoulies ditched their stolen good up high, but they didn't realize I could blow it down with the fan attached to the chandelier. Now to nab the missing part, which is a strobe bulb that can open EGAD's technological doors, where I make my way outside and discover the first amethyst gem. Returning to the front, I flash the flowers to make them bloom, then I hide from my problems on a twisty toilet. When you gotta go, you gotta go. I interrupt a poor green ghost shower like some kind of psycho. At last, I get to do some ghost busting by flashing the ghosts with my strobe bulb and sucking them away into the poltergust. Vacuuming away 5 more ghosts determines our mission is complete.
Mission complete.
But it was only good enough for 2 stars. Thus, I had to replay the level, but I gotta go fast. Basically, the less damage I take and the faster I complete the mission, the better my score. Essentially, I have to replay every stage at least once. Plus, the extra money upgrades my equipment. Heading back to the foyer, I witness red ghosts called slammers breaking apart some gears. And just like that, they were gone. When I try to follow, a meanie greenie steals the key forward. Yeah, how did you think this would end, idiot? Moving on through the common hall, I rip down the wallpaper, vacuum away a lot of built-up dust, and find the next key. While in those very walls, I spy with my little eye a studio with a dust pile blocking the door. I can't make it through the other door either due to a spider infestation. So
to the secret lab!
Here I get to show off my new upgrade. The additional thrust added to my poltergust made short work of the greenies and slammer, reclaiming the first cog back. Backtracking, I tried to go upstairs, except this time it's a haunted slide.
Jinkies!
It's just a blue ghost. Well, anyways, moving on. Using the key upstairs takes me to the webbed up master hall, and then a parlor where Luigi pumps up the tunes.
Look at this photograph.
Please, anything but Nickelback! That's one way to attract out the second slammer for another gear. Flashing the digital grandfather clock spits out a gem, and peeping a hole in the master bedroom shows the next cog's location. But the door has other plans, namely smashing us. So I pull an oversized drawstring to flip down a nice bed. I miss my bed at home. Retrieving the third cog, I step into the fireplace and suddenly get dropped down into the blocked studio, where I finally catch the last red ghost for the last gear. Before going, I decide to check the camera to make sure the ghost got my good side, but instead of a selfie, I get another amethyst. I try to replace the cogs, but...
Oops.
You broke it.
It's a good thing EGAD has the Fix Anything plot armor, putting together the pieces into a nice crank. Armed with new equipment, I get distracted by a knight's helmet, which I shoot at a helmet painting to reveal another gem. Thank goodness this game's been out for 11 years. How did one ever find this blind? Getting back to the cogs, I take a page from Soulja Boy.
Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that Soulja Boy?
Which lowers down the dangerous-looking aquarium. Upstairs, I make my way through the library's balcony until I enter my Resident Evil-loving writer's favorite room.
A dining room.
Take a dumbwaiter down a floor and fight a new mutation of Greenie that uses kitchenware for defense. I just have to wait for it to helicopter around before flashing it. I melt down a frozen jewel before entering the ground floor of the library, where a piano is being played by Megamind?
In case you haven't noticed, you've fallen right into my trap.
Correction, there are multiple of these telekinetic ghosts who throw a library's worth of books at me. Fortunately, the candle's flame turns blue when ghosts are near them, so it was easy to clear out the infestation. Next, I am tasked with retrieving the dark light device from EGAD's lab, but suddenly the lab's door vanishes without a trace, followed by an evil laugh in the air. Well, back to the room directly above the lab, which is the parlor, and it's time to take the Chimney Expressway back down for an alternate route to the lab. The dark light is all mine now.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Gosh dang you! Give me those shades! Prepare to be mind-blown, suckers, for an upgrade to Luigi's old reliable flashlight. The dark light allows you to make the invisible objects into real things, and can also literally bring paintings to life. Finding a secret door, I make my way to the patio outside just to go back inside, bringing me underwater for a star gem. Surface back outdoors to reveal the missing cheap statue for a spit-covered amethyst, and discover the lost statue of Dr. EGAD for a key.
That belongs in a museum.
Which brings us full circle to the kitchen. Back in the library, I speed up global warming to prove the Earth is an oval, then take the shortcut in time to watch a boo make a table disappear.
Magic.
Dark lighting back the table brings the boo back into play. To fight against the boo, you have to make a disappeared object come back, stun the cream puff with the dark light, and then catch the boo by its tongue to send it bouncing around the room. This means I have to replay all the previous missions again to catch those dang boos. One from each level, including Boogie Woogie, Baboon hanging out in the mudroom, and Boo Boo with a picnic basket. The dark light also granted me a gem while backtracking. Taking a break from my boos, EGAD wants me to clean up webs? Come on, Professor, I'm not your maid. These webs can't be that bad. Oh, let's just use this egg sack as a torch and burn this place to the ground. Running from the spiders in the library, I encounter Beethoven. And while I check the dining room for pests, I instead open the ceiling safe for another gem. Back to the web hunt, I fall back on the age-old strategy. Getting out of the fire's heat, I find another door, which allows me to become the grill master and reinitiate the extermination of the creepy crawlies. That's right, these spiders will be purged from this house. Get over here, Muffin Amethyst. Okay, I need to chill out by climbing up to the rafters. Just don't look down, Luigi. We can make it through this. On the other side, I unlock not just one, but 2 entire fires for the eradication. Oh, and the last area's gem on top of a mirror. Not gonna lie, I had to replay this mission a lot because I couldn't seem to get 3 stars. Turns out I needed to focus more on ghosts rather than clearing webs, as well as prioritizing sweet money. Anyhow, EGAD gives me the key to the manor elevator to find the source of the webs. I guess we have to go down. Don't worry, Luigi. There's no need to panic.
Can we panic now?
The average Australian spider lunges forward into a slam attack and sends small minions skittering my way. I have to wait until it opens its eyes right before an attack to flash it. Then drag this stupid egg sack back as it launches deadly toxins my way, until the possessed armor with the torch lights the fuse, burning away the Spider Queen's defenses completely, spitting out this unicorn spirit who charges forward while shielded. So I try the old flash and suck suck method, which allows me to pull on it, shedding its skin. Blah. The spider creeps back to its home, expanding the battlefield. Queenie starts spitting venom at us again, while I try to blow another egg sac to spread the fire, which luckily lights up quickly, freeing a second trapped set of armor. Now to flash the spider again and pull and pull and pull and pull while dodging red spiders from above, until the second armor spears the fuse, and I fan the flames with my mobile egg torch. Back at it again, I don't hesitate to flash the ghost. It sheds again.
You look like a snake!
The arachnid breaks one more wall, but this time it's left a loose egg sac nearby. Now to dodge spiders and more oozing poison, while trekking a ridiculous distance back to my torch-bearing knight in shining armor. Then dodge falling pillars during the long hike back and flashbang the spider, dragging back the sack one last time to a closer night, and repeat my previous strat, finally putting an end to the spidey threat in the basement, and setting free the first shard of the Dark Moon. With it in my possession, the area is now safe enough to move on to the haunted towers. But first, I need to rematch the boss without losing as much health as I did last time, to pump up my numbers for the 3 stars. Catching all the boos in the manor also unlocked a bonus level. They're nothing special, just gotta catch the ghosts as quickly as possible while gathering money for another 3-star rank. After that, Egad complains the next area will need a plumber. I'm right here, you know. Ah, shoot. Why'd I reveal Luigi's profession? Well, the front gate is locked, of course. Fortunately, this flower has our back. Moving through the courtyard, I come to the hydroelectric plumbing problem. Egad, there's nothing wrong with it. Now you want me to unclog the water pump? Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambu number 5. On the other side of the courtyard, I run into frogs before doubling back into the greenhouse. You may have heard of Shovel Knight, but what about Shovel Ghost? Anywho, on the other side of the tower lobby, I come across an emerald under the stairs.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
At the top of the stairs, a pair of Venus plumber traps try to eat me, so I choke them with nettles. Things are really starting to look up. Whoa! Gosh dang it! Climbing back to the top, I'm assaulted by a murderous murder of crows. Now to pull a Monty Python special and run away! Across the bridge, inside the laboratory, I harvest a balloon plant with a weakness to thorns strewn around. Steering more carefully, I weave through the thorny plants in the shaft, then dive my way into a testing chamber for another gem. On the rooftop, I use a goop-filled bucket to help me jumpstart the water pump, followed by flashing a new charged strobe bulb ability. All 4 sensors light up, bringing the water back online. Now what?
Brother, what's that?
It's a disgusting vomiting ghost! This guy doesn't flinch while being vacuumed and continues to puke on me. Mostly I had to pay attention to where he was spitting, and then used my thrust ability to finish the job. Returning to Egad, he tells me that the Dark Moon piece is inside the giant tree. But when I go to open the gate, some blue ghosts beat me to it, stealing the giant pinwheel's pieces. Can't Luigi get a break? The first hider is easy enough to find, hiding in plain sight in the tool shed. And the second is just outside, spookily hiding in the bushes. While searching the garden, I flash a flower for a new crown jewel. Then inside the gardener's room, I use a bucket for extra weight so I can go down into some secret tunnels, which end in another blue ghost being caught. While pulling on some vines, I discover Boolean for some nerdy humor, and realize some of the bars are fake. King Boo, you really need to get your money back for these. Then back up in the tool shed, a secret fountain does the twist to throw us into a stairwell, taking us to a pipe I can now repair with the water back on, growing a beanstalk ladder up the stairs even further, straight to a 4th pinwheel vein. Don't forget to water the plants, Luigi, to bloom out another gem. No freaking way, a potato gun? Die! Die, you little mouse, die! PETA, please don't come to my house. All right, back to business. Is that the Phantom of the Opera? Or maybe Davy Jones? It doesn't really matter, because I got the last vein. In the lab, Egad hands Luigi a new wrench to fix the pinwheel. Come on, Professor. You don't think a plumber already has one of these? When I get back, a couple ghosts try to make me repeat the last mission, so I stop them with the old 1-2 suck. Getting distracted, I go back to the tower foyer to repair a pipe. Since the water is back on, to pop a Venus flytrap and am rewarded with another gem. Back on task, I finally fix the pinwheel with my trusty torque wrench, opening the way to a familiar looking tree. Knock knock, let me in. Yeah? Hey, Luigi, we're climbing the stairs, not reenacting the Ocarina of Time. Oh, haha, stairs. Very funny. Okay, that's enough. It's not funny anymore. Making it to the top, I light a fuse, but the tree still blocks my way, so I'll need to find a special key for it. A special key, Luigi, not jumping off of a bridge.
Oh, here I go.
Oh, Luigi, you're trying to be Indiana Jones when you could have just taken the stairs. Whatever, just go to the right and get me my gem, you maniac. Now let's exit through the back door. Egad believes the key lies in a tomb. Blindly trust the professor, Luigi. He knows all.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
Trampling all over the graves, I suck down a gem, then make my way to a crypt, where in it, I decide it's time to weed the back wall because dads hate weeds. Toad? What are you doing here? Let's get you out of that painting. Oof, a little rough of an exit.
Criminy, is that one of my Toad assistants?
You didn't know he was missing? Toad, you sure you're not working for Amazon? Come on, man, we need to get you to safety. Oh no, it's the three sisters.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know who they are either. Luigi, you're letting them surround you. Come on, man, do something. These ladies are not aggressive until you flash one of their mirrors. Or so help you if you flash one of their friends, they'll immediately smash you. I go through this song and dance with them again and again, but can't dodge those mirror slaps. Eventually, I decided to go after the smallest one first, since she has the least HP, and allow her to pull me with the poltergeist away from the other ghouls. If they caught up, I'd just let her pull me away again. I repeated the strategy with the medium lass, easily destroying her defenses. And the final prima donna was simple because she didn't have any allies to protect her. Now pixelate us, Professor. Get us out of here. I do have to replay the mission though to come back first for Beluga hiding next to Toad's portrait. And to refight the sisters, taking less damage for a better score. Now with 3 stars, Egad reveals Toad somehow stole a security camera photo. That's convenient. Showing where the ghosts are hiding the special key. And they have my brother Mario! We need to get to the pool house ASAP! Rushing back, 2 newly grown Venus plants in the courtyard attempt to slow me down. Luigi, use Flash! That was super effective. Man, these plants are everywhere now. I certainly can't pull every weed here. I even have to help them grow just to sprout a way up to the pool house. Taking us right to a creepy doll room full of jack-in-the-boxes. Hey look guys, it's the original Luigi's Mansion.
In case you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic.
You all really thought I was serious when I said it was in the 3rd installment? Okay, maybe I was. But that's besides the point. Looking inside reveals a shaking box. Opening it spawns numerous ghosts ready to brawl. Now let's make this doll a beauty like what Sid did to Janie. Making my way through the family room, I fall into a booby trap. Then stand in awe in the solarium room. At the top of the stairs, hey, Luigi, why are you peeping in on a ghastly pillow fight? And why are you using the fan to get yourself right in the center of the action? And now in the crow's nest, you're watching a slammer take a dump in the bathroom?
Is this how you get your sick kicks?
Don't think about it, Andrew. Just go through the 2nd solarium.
Another solarium? Yes, 2 solariums.
And it comes with a portal straight into a minigame. This is actually the 3rd one so far, but I didn't show any until there was a gem at stake. They're overall a small layout with a simple goal such as collecting all the red coins within a time limit, and usually a monetary reward at the end. Making the walk of shame outside for the bathroom key, Luigi doesn't even knock before entering the west bathroom, and then he steps on a new gooey ghost that he has to shake himself free of, spawning 2 mini-me's that can be vacuumed away. To celebrate, I used an entire roll of toilet paper and gathered the last area emerald. Okay, Luigi, you've earned this break. Just sit back and relax. That looked relaxing. Making it to the rooftop pool, I find the special key unguarded. Nope, that would be too easy. These purple sneakers love to ambush me from behind and shove me around, but just like the others, they're easy enough to dispatch. This time we have it for real. No, not again! Stop chewing on my key.
No, bad dog.
That's right, Luigi. You tell him. Oh, man, and now it's out the window? How could this get any worse? He's peeing in the courtyard.
Hey.
And he eats the key? I thought you were supposed to be a good guy. Is he trying to give me Luigi's Mansion 3 ghost-eating PTSD? As you probably guessed, I have to chase the curious polterpup around where we've already explored by following his paw prints with the dark light. While on the chase, I catch up with a French poodle. And I'll cut the crap. I corner the pup in the pillow fight room while almost feeling bad for catching Casper the friendly puppy. That is until we get back. He breaks free! At least he left the key, albeit all chewed and slimy. Do I have to touch it? Nonetheless, the special key unlocks the top of the hollow tree, and I'm introduced to the true boss of this area, stairs. I know what you're all thinking. How can stairs be hard? Well, if you take the wrong path, the stairs slide you to the bottom to face a ghost. And no, it doesn't matter how high up you go. You always go to the bottom. When you pick the right path, the torches glow orange, and when you start over, the correct path's torches are not lit for a couple of seconds. So it's a game of memorizing my way up a couple flights until...
Stairs? No!
Painstakingly, I chart my way up on the final ascent. Phew, Elden Ring's got nothing on this boss. Now to grab the Dark Moon piece, all right. There's an actual boss that is also stairs. Yeah, it just chomps about, takes to the skies, and slams down, exposing its weak point. A drawstring that I pull until the scary deer-like ghost emerges. And it's just one of those shed-skin ghouls all over again. Rinse and repeat waiting for the drawstring, give it a good tug, and say the word suck for the 1000th time this video in order to get the second moon shard. And thank goodness I don't have to face the first set of stairs again. The fog clears over the old clockworks, but I find my way blocked by this short gate. Oh no, how will I ever get in? I could have crawled under it. The first real challenge is matching a giant clock's time with the small clock right next to Luigi, opening the way inside. The surrounding area is littered with light-sensitive bombs who chase you when triggered. They do have their uses though, like clearing the way to Ruby's on the other side. Once inside, I encounter Kombuter, who says boo in binary. Guess I'll scream and dial up. Any boo. I find a key too wrapped up like a party favor, as well as a gem wrapped in the same room. Heading into the workshop, I decide to be a menace by setting off the large bomb the shielded ghosts were working on. And then I raid some toolboxes in the gate room. But the gateway to the moon piece is locked because it's missing its clock hands. And somehow the greenies have become sand tornadoes. Yup, they're twisters now, but I just need to wait for them to tire themselves out before sucking them away. Anyways, upstairs I yell, fire in the hole! And patiently wait for the sand to raise me up, allowing me to peep on... No! Yellow Toad! Don't jump! Don't do it! He jumped. After paying my respects, I darklight bridges to move above Clock Tower Gate, then whirl the fan in the drafting office to open the way to a compass? First the Deku Tree and now this? Confused, I finish the mission and earn enough gold to max out the poltergust. Now to go back out and discover the compass is actually more like a key, taking me underground into the storm cellar, so I can tear down ancient tapestries and solve old-fashioned scale puzzles that require a rock and a small bit of logic. In the Canyon Hall, I feel like Luigi is just here for the zipline.
What?
All you do all day is go on the zip line.
He's also here to rob the dead blind. Suddenly, I accidentally set off bombs and barrels, slowing down my looting, but it won't stop me from doing hard labor pulling a cart in the quarry, adding another cut ruby to my collection. And the plugged cart fills the entire room with sand. Have I ever told you guys the tragedy of Darth Vader who hated sand?
And it gets everywhere.
After a very dusty elevator ride, Boutine decides to show their face. Alas, the tomb! Pushing off the cover, I unveil one of the clock's hands hidden inside the coffin, just to have it stolen by Megamind 2, which is as lame as the release on Peacock. He immediately runs away and leaves me to deal with real, unadulterated mummies.
We are in serious trouble.
These guys may be clumsy, but they certainly don't like when you flash them. They must be females. Using the flash to my advantage, damage. I tricked one into running smack dab against the sarcophagus, stunning it long enough for me to pull off its bandages so I could destroy the greenie at its core. After my experience deep in the crypts, I need to go after the Megamind ripoff up through the warehouse, say bon voyage to some blocking debris, and loot some treasure. Huh? Get back here, toolbox! I said stand still! Entering the clockmaker's chambers, I set off his alarm clock and say, wakey wakey! Yeah, I'll make sure you don't have to go into work today. Give me that gem. Coming into the roundhouse, Luigi clambers over beams and has the hops? Since when? Why can't you jump when on solid ground? Some questions will never be answered, so I content myself with a star-cut ruby. Pressing on into the transportation hall, that is, except this floor isn't transporting me anywhere, I detour into the side doors like the kiln room, where I need to turn off the annoying steam and vacuum it away before I melt into a puddle, after which a boo is added to the mix. This is getting boodonkulous. Finding my way past the moving floor, I nab the roundhouse ground floor key, and upon entering, descend down a story, then go left for a webbed up jewel. Finally, I catch up with Megamind from Temu, who becomes
It's a twister, it's a twister.
and hurls normal bombs where I stand, so I gotta keep moving. Even when I get a shot at him, sneakers spook me out of sucking him away. After repeating my dodging, I managed to flush the two amigos at the same time and pull them away, adding the minute hand to my watch collection. And look, just outside is the hour hand. Oh, what a great interception, Polterpup. Too bad he eats the hour hand. Now I'll have to chase him again, track his paw prints through the warehouse again, disturb his rest in a drill press again. Oh, wait, that didn't happen before. Enjoy a short jambalaya break. It should have been gumbo. Uncover the mess the pup made in the drafting office, and finally trap him inside the finishing room. Come here, you mutt. Just give me that darn clock piece. Back at the lab, you guessed it, the puppy escapes again. He's acting like Pikachu who won't stay in his Pokeball. Egad adds to the bad news, saying we now need a rotor for the clock door too. Then he admits he forgot about a toad he hired and left behind at Clockworks. Should I tell him they jumped off a bridge? Oh well, we have like a billion toads back home. Heading to the right in the gear chamber unlocks a portal to yet another minigame which has the same goal as before with a gem at the end. Taking a zipline to the west, because east led to nowhere, I realize it really blows in the maintenance hub. So I start gearing up for the rest of the factory, enabling me to use the gears as elevators to steal the key from the locker room at the top. And a little to the left, I find a boonie reboot. The stolen key takes us into the synchro gantry with a bird clock that treats me like a worm, then spits me out after realizing I'm human.
Steven! I thought you were dead!
Seriously, I saw you jump, and now you're telling me you have an irrational fear of clocks? Man, his chronometrophobia really flares up at the bird clock because he refuses to go through it. Fine, take the dang conveyor belt. What do I care? In the maintenance hub, he gets triggered by a cog. Oh, come on, Toad. It's time for some forced exposure therapy.
This fool really thinks I'm scared of clocks.
Re-entering the gear chamber, we witness a terrestrialized sneaker. Don't get too excited. He's just a normal sneaker with more HP. Utilizing the new best item in the game, I adjust the elevator above the gear chamber, toss him into tight spaces for a rotor, and punt the toad for the penultimate clock ruby. Now,
Scotty, beam me up.
the yellow toad also happened to conveniently have a security photo, and it indeed confirms they have Mario. Don't worry, I'm coming, bro. Now that the clock gate is repaired, I have to find the right time for it. For once, Luigi's peeping hobby pays off, with the cog signaling to us to input 7:30, which raises the giant alarm clock, and once I'm on the other side, I find the last area gem buried in the sand. Now just to climb. I'm defying gravity! Which is about the only thing impressive about this Tricorn's battle. It doesn't really even fight us that much. Instead, they inject the Big Ben-like clock with some sort of energy that spawns waves of ghosts when the hands strike each hour. So most of the brawl is just battling normal enemies, until I beat every fourth wave, that is, where the Shedskin Ghost comes out to play and charges at me, then pulls the normal escape behavior after being flashed. It boils down to fighting off wave after wave after wave until the fourth wave is devastated to lure out out the overset possessor and peel off another layer, just like them ogres. Forced back into the ring, I continue my onslaught for another 4 rounds of average enemies. And at last, one final flash and suck seals the fate of the lamest designed boss ever, bringing the 3rd moon shard into my possession, rolling away the pea soup fog that obscured the secret mine. Luckily, Egad has a Toad assistant already on the scene, who thinks he's already dead. Well, I will be from hypothermia because the professor sent me out in a blizzard. Looking to warm up, I check through the chalet's windows, and oh my gosh, there's a live polar bear in there. Turns out it was just a trickster of a Goldie.
That was a close one.
Trying to snag a scarf for myself, I accidentally unveiled the first sapphire of the mine and nab a flaming hot coal in order to melt the ice covering the door. I then make my way back outside to a hockey rink where I put those Canadians to shame. Goal, eh? Checking out the fishing hut, I come across the blue toad, who puts himself on thin ice calling me Mario. Get back in the painting, now. Wait, Toad, we're literally on thin ice. Stop bouncing. I warned you. Call me my brother and make me fall, will ya? Take this! Son of a toadstool's offspring. He's actually useful. Well, that doesn't mean I can't have fun on the zip line without that toady, or treasure hunt to keep the spoils to myself. Taking shelter in the mine, I witness a bat fly off with the gem and return to its home empty-handed. While looking around, I pass by an ice mirror, which is a lot less mirror-like when I pass back by it. So I tear down the facade and follow the arrows to locate the village's buffoon. Making my way out, I come across Prospector's Crossing, where the ice gives Toad a PTSD attack. I know just how to fix this. Steerack! I feel like the deeper I go, the more trippy this area becomes. Getting into another grotto, Luigi throws himself at a death-defying stunt. Man, there has gotta be a safer and better way than this crap Egad makes us do. At the end of the bridge, I find where the bat hid the sapphire. Then take the lift right up through the bear rug and am introduced to a fuzzy little monster, who are invincible, but also can't hurt me.
Aye, they're into the machinery all right.
Sayonara, Toad, and let me tell you, this level was the hardest to get 3 stars on in my opinion. It took so many tries, but over time I figured out a few events I missed before, like King Boo floating through the background, a gem I missed cleverly disguised as a floorboard in the fishing shed, and also sprinting the minigame, but it still didn't change my ending rank. In order to secure the 3rd star, I had to also snipe crows at the start for extra cash, fling fishes in a bucket full of moolah, and act like a prospector to sink my teeth into gold bars.
Finally! I've been trying to catch you boys all day!
Of course, the blue toad had a security image as well, showing the ghosts are using crazy red crystals to power up. So I guess we have to make our way into that quarry. Before making my descent into that madness, I pick a booger, then show off my prime grilling skills, creating a chicken a flambe, freeing an ice-crusted gem, and practice an icebreaker in order to grab another sapphire. Getting back to the mines' crossroads, I become the guinea pig for the professor's new portal technology, which lets me carry items through with the poltergeist unlike regular doors. But who cares about that when I can slide like it's Mario 64, going through tunnels and over jumps, and I don't even have to worry about the edges. If only I could throw off a penguin too. Instead, I get spooked as ghosts let in the storm from outside. Close it already, Luigi. Pulling a chain at the bottom of the mine shaft gives us more bling as we draw closer. Moving forward, I get lost in the trippiness of the background, then make it to the lift in the pit mine, where at the bottom of it requires me to crank rocks through a nearby teleporter, so I can use them next door with the fire to melt some stubborn ice and to free a hanging prize from an ice piñata. Heading into the next shack, I witness the ghosts powering up like they're in Area 0 of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I take a closer look, and doing so accidentally frees them from bondage. Last thing I want to see is more of these, so I chip away at their empowered ridiculous hit points until I clear the room and the mission. Unfortunately, I had to come back to peep on ghosts in another room, so they can bully me, which gives me extra extra money. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. Anything for that 3 stars, though. Egad immediately sends me back out because he now knows where the Dark Moon Shard is. But the chalet has been completely frosted because someone left the window open. So now I'm gonna have the fire swing from the chandelier. Elevator is back up and running. The professor advised that I use the gondola next, opening it with a bang. Little did I know I'd be blocked from entering it by a spooky chained gang of ghouls who lock up the gondola. They must be hiding Tupac in there. While looking for the wannabe rappers, I dug in the snow for a family jewel, then caught up with Biggie Smalls in the depths. And the B.I.G. boy is just like his normal counterparts, unflinching when I suck and vomiting forth attacks. But he goes down just as easily, breaking away the very first chain. I stopped for a short tea break to find the kettle is haunted by the parabola homework I skipped in high school. Skipping out of that class, I opened a portal in the quarry leading back to the chalet, dropping me right down to the second to last area Sapphire. Inspecting the drawer, I released Timbaland from his slumber and signed him into a collab deal with the Poltergeist. 2 chains down. To break the last one, I disturb a night's slumber by spearing some armor with another set, releasing Lil Wayne from arrest, just to put him back to sleep, clearing the way into the gondola. I go inside to find it's completely inoperable, but the flaming coal launcher at least works. This is awesome! Using coals to cut down the tree. Timber! Crossing that tree bridge, I get sucked into an outhouse, entering an interdimensional snowball fight. Eat snow, you blue rapscallion. You too. I have enough snow here for everyone. The fun is over too quickly, but the last area gem is now mine. Using the newly thawed zipline, I pass by the king again, enter a new workspace with rickety bridges, and slide my way into a maintenance room with a generator that is iced up. So I have to give it explosive maintenance. Blowing up the ice cubes jumpstarts the electricity, opening the way to the 4th boss's door, who after a spook, jumps right into an icy lake and somehow possesses it?
I have no idea what is going on!
And who says Luigi is clumsy? That dude just did a gainer on a mobile bomb launcher totally on purpose. This boss fight brings the spectacle of playing tanks on a T-85 calculator. Aiming high so the bombs bounce, I attempt to break each segment of their icy shield. And yes, every segment has to be destroyed. Thus, I switch to bowling low after the middle parts have been cracked. After taking them all out, I lob a bomb right into his gob, giving him explosive acid reflex. By the way, how has Luigi not broken any bones yet? I'm not gonna question it. Shed the skin off that forticorn, Luigi. They become one with the lake all over again. Luigi jumps back on the bomb thrower, destroys the ice shield, force the lake to take its medicine, and do the flash and suck treatment. Look, I admit it's an easy battle overall, but at least it's a boss fight unlike the last one. One last suck and we can celebrate gathering the 4th moon shard. Parting the clouds over the treacherous mansion. Egad claims it has the highest levels of paranormal activity ever.
It's over 9,000!
And speaking of big things, dang, that front door key is huge. Pixelating in, the driveway looks way over the top. Luigi, are you serious? Don't risk yourself for a hat. Though I can't say I'm much better, crumbling the path back to the base. I guess there's no going back. Let's just get this over with. Pull your pup, not now, I'm so close. No. Hey. Oh, come on! Before chasing after that dumb dog, I take a peek inside, just in time to see 2 toads who need saving, and King Boo?
He's just standing there, menacingly!
With no other place to go, I chase the pup down the well, light up a few torches with a flaming egg sack, and have to fight literal knights. Fortunately, they are slow, so I just pull the rug from out under them. Now I can take my rightful place at the throne.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Oh, it's an elevator, leaving me to track the mutt in the catacombs. At least I can complete an experiment in peace. It's a lie! It's a boo! It ain't nothing but a bulldog, crying all the time. Back on the polterchase, the suits of armor scattered about point me in the right direction, bringing me to a much-needed flammable object to burn free another gem, as well as a hidden door for a second jewel. Following newly found pup tracks, I entered the dungeon to become the Bomberman, obliterating a wall. You've heard of fish in a barrel, but I find the pup in one. Bad dog, very naughty dog, and stay in there! Taking a break back at the lab, Egad worries about his toad assistant. You know you have 2 assistants there, right? Whatever, I guess it's actually time for me to go inside the mansion. So far, so good. Pulling on a chain reveals a secret safe, proving once again diamonds are Luigi's best friend. In the eastern wing, I encountered the jungle exhibit, where one of the toads is guarded by a Venus plumber trap. Since I don't have anything to harm it, I open a portal to the main hall, then move on to the ancient exhibit, unleashing the mummies.
Oh, I hate mummies.
And open up another portal. Luigi continues to get his sick kicks in the restroom watching a slammer poop. And I flush away that horrid experience for another gem. Heading west, I grab a Scooby snack from the kitchen before entering the Ice Age exhibit, where I can see the primitive toad encased in ice. Hey look, Toad, it's Manny from Ice Age. Manny? Manny! Surviving another bone-crunching exit, I take the time to complete the constellation on the gargoyle roof for a sparkling jewel from the stars. Back at the exhibit, I unlock another portal inside an igloo. At the southwest end, I step back into the Dark Ages where my OCD demands I put away a book because these ghoulish barbarians won't clean up after themselves. Aha! A bucket, just what I needed. Using the portal network, I take the bucket with me so I can water a choking nettle in the jungle to take care of the plant problem above, allowing me to free the green toad, who reveals how racist the professor is against toad kind. Anywho, taking the bucket into the ancient exhibit unlocks another diamond, then stealing the jungle's wood and setting it alight with ancient torches enables me to melt the Ice Age and resurrect one cold purple toad, just in time for the 2 of them to be ritualistically sacrificed. A boo? I didn't mean to unleash Boopa Troopa. Also, this contraption just raises the stairs from the ground underneath. Aw, man. I wanted the sacrifice. I guess I'll just send them home then. Oh, crap. Egad walloped one of his employees because he forgot there were 2 of them. He'll heal up eventually. Am I working for the real baddie? The Toad Twins brought another security image, finally revealing Mario's face. And it looks like he's in a train exhibit. Curse you, King Boo. Ah! I better hurry back to the study and try to return this book to the shelf connected to where Mario is, but I'm stopped by a MODOK cosplaying Megamind. Giving chase through the west corridor, I kept getting eaten by the purple slime. It doesn't help when they fall from the ceilings. In the space exhibit, I get taunted by a Goldie safe in a rocket ship.
Now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
Looking through the telescope, I see MODOKs on the moon. How will I get there? Holy smokes, now I'm on the moon! The big head wastes no time tossing stars at me while I'm stuck on the worst asteroid treadmill. To find him, I have to follow the glowing stars, reach them in time to flash them, and suck their HP while they throw even more stars my way. If MODOK escapes, he becomes the moon and throws bombs all around while releasing attack beetles. The second suck is the charm, and the third time does the harm, finishing off MODOK. Upon its defeat, I am brought back to Earth next to the book. While I do find a portal out of space, I still need a way to take it back to the study. So going through the northwest corridor door, I set a hot air balloon loose in the aviation exhibit to take a star-cut diamond. Then head east into the foggy nautical exhibit, where I yo-ho blow the pothole closed and vacuum away the rest of the fog, unlocking the last teleporter. I make a brief detour to the jungle for a log, which I use to hold down the secret pressure plate for the ultimate booty. Yarr. Then I light said log on fire for a little revenge. Where'd he go? I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's just switch around the nautical portal so I can finally return King Boo's overdue library book, revealing the entrance to the train exhibit. Before I confront what is certainly King Boo, I think I'll take my time and find the rest of the gems. I begin by flashing a gargoyle for a book, returning it to the Dark Ages for an oval cut gem, then take a golden balloon ride in the jungle, though a crow forced me to start all over because it popped the balloon before I could get all the coins. Doing the same trick in the Ice Age netted much better results. Opening a mimic chest in the Dark Ages brings out the bureaucrat, and at last enter the train exhibit, where I rebuild the missing train track links and go for a little ride on a big train to grab the last jewel in the entire game. Checking the model in the middle, I spy Mario surrounded by boos, but I'm too big to fit in there. Egad, pixelate me and shrink me down to size right now. Show yourself, King Boo. Using the dark light, I tried to draw him out by booting up a pointy train, but King Boo's not here. Instead, multiple boos start fusing together while Luigi fumbles his poltergust, creating one big boo, who still gets shy in the light. They launch into the air, slamming hard into the ground, which tires them out enough for me to grab their tongue, but it seems unfazed, instead burrowing underground and lunging at me. Unfortunately for it, the train can stop Big Boo in its tracks. I spend a couple of rounds baiting it into the train, and a couple more dodging the ghost's body slams, waiting for it to tire out on the third slam until at last I pop it on the drill-armed train. Big Boo bursts into Tiny Boos, who I grab by the tongue to rubber band into the train's cargo, though they don't stay stunned for long and vanish after a few seconds. Thus, I am forced into the usual catching methods with the dark light, and have to fling invisible boos while avoiding their invisible siblings, until they all reform back as Big Boo. I continue my Dark Souls dodging, give the Alpha Boo another toss, move through the herd of remaining boos as fast as I can, and manage to trap about half of them before repeating it all over again and again and again, because the boos must be trapped in empty cages until none remain on the battlefield. Quite the boo collection, if I say so myself. Online, a lot of people claim this is the hardest level to 3-star, because you have to go through this entire fight perfectly. Thankfully, it didn't take me many attempts before I got all 3 stars. Back in the safety of the lab, Egad says there's now a portal on the terrace. I don't know, Professor. All I see is King Boo. Oh, there's the portal, and it's spewing forth ghosts like on Ghostbusters after they got shut down. While I want to go through and finish King Boo, Egad says we have to stay and hunt down the ghosts or our reality will collapse. Well, who you gonna call? If you've got big boos in your mansion's rooms, who you gonna call? It's a Luigi! If there's marabous and sneakers don't look good, who you gonna call? It's a Luigi! I'm afraid of every ghost. Now, should I go through the portal? Guess I don't really have a choice. Here we go! On the other side, I'm greeted by the Moon Shard and the 5-horned menace, who does the splits and takes control of 2 full suits of armor, though they aren't much to worry about. They're slow and clunky, but if you only knock one down, the other brings it back to life. So I bait them both to one carpet for the old rug pull, endure more of the usual from the skin shedder, and undress the first layer. What's stronger than 2 knights? 3 knights, apparently. While it was easy enough to bait their slow attacks, it was somewhat difficult getting all 3 on a single carpet. I managed to knock down all the king's men, drawing out Humpty Dumpty for another layer again. What you gonna do? You're out of armor. I'm gonna need a bigger Luigi. Welcome to the foot phase, where the giant stomps down rocks, attempts to crush me beneath his heel, and slashes at me from above, but it always misses the rugs with its sword. The goal is to bait his feet onto the carpet just like before, but it's not as easy as you'd think. The knight seems to hate standing still, though I do luck out and get it off balance. And I get right to the second foot, but not fast enough to catch it slipping. This is more complicated than it looks. But on the second go, I get it off balance and bait both feet fast enough to flip it over. Nighty-night, knight. And take this, you possessor, the final moon shard. I've saved the dark moon. The professor pixelates us back. Wait a second. Where's Luigi? The dark moon piece is there. What is this place? Oh no. He's where Mario is, which means I'm locked in here with King freaking Boo, who first insults my honor, calling me baby Luigi, then brings up the house lights. Okay, almighty king, let's fight it out for our second finale. The king wastes no time slamming into the ground with a shockwave and bringing in spiky boulders. But big baby Boo still cowers at the light. He continually brings down the spiked rocks, and this dang arena tilts them right into me. Boo-hoo! I barely dodge his slams over and over, but no matter how much I try to blow him away, he stays unfazed. I almost think it's impossible until one of those stones fall right onto his crown. Get over here, king! You will give me back my bro! brother! Even you can't resist the poltergust. Oh yeah, that was way too easy. Oh crap, I spoke too soon. And he is done playing around with me, tilting me off the board and then tries to crush me inside this strange mansion. Using the power of his crown, the king opens drawers, blocking my way, and almost catches me. I have to be light on my feet and act quickly if I'm going to make it through this, or the springs can just give me a boost ahead. Adding to the chaos, King Boo summons ice during an overhead segment, and slipping on it means almost certain death. Come on, Luigi, we can do this! Get up those stairs! And we're back! Back to the arena, where the king can cast thunder now, though he telegraphs where the lightning strikes, and each spot turns to sand. Desperate, he rushes with a new lunge attack, but I know your weakness. I'm in control with the light and squash the regent. Again, Luigi, we've got him this time! Get in the poltergust! Son of a Bowser! Time to go for another slide down into the funhouse. Now I have to weave around the knights while King Boo chases me. Enter the dark, which the regent thinks is his ally, but like Bane, I was born in it. Next, the king tries to catch me, slipping in his ice-wreathed maze. Forgets I am flawless when running past the drawers, and I breeze past the final knight gauntlet. Let's finish this, you overgrown Boo! The lightning returns, leaving only one space now safe, but that king will not tilt me. He attempts to slow me down with spike traps, thinks he can squish me, but I will not falter! You're locked in here with me, bub! And though you still think you'll win, you forgot I trapped you once before, and I'll do it again! For Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom! And just like that, I loot the king's own gem. Luigi gets teleported right to where King Boo held Mario, and using the dark light, rescues his bro.
Luigi, you saved Mario. I did it. Way to go. Number 1.
Which gives him well-deserved recognition. With the help of his new Toad friends, the Dark Moon is put back together, which now brings the ghosts back to being their friendly selves. And Luigi decides to adopt poor innocent Polterpup. Oh, and not to brag, but I 3-starred King Boo on my second attempt, baby. Beating the game and 3-starring every mission awarded me 2 medals. Yet one still remained. Whoa, whoa. What's going on? Why did the playtime jump from 22 hours to 51 hours? Well, I'll tell you why. Freaking scarescraper. I spent over 29 hours on this mode alone. You see, to earn that 3rd medal to show you've 100%ed your save file, you have to fill up EGAD's vault with every type of ghost. This can be done in any of Scarescraper's modes, including hunting, where you capture all the ghosts, catch all the polterpups, where you tame those wild dogs, and racing, where you rush to the exit. Completing each floor advances you higher and higher until you reach the top, where an even bigger Megamind boss fight awaits the player. Over time, I was able to find a good set of players online who assisted me in beating Scarescraper on expert difficulty up to the max floor 25, which unlocked an endless floor setting in the options. Now let's get into the reason I spent 29 hours here. The rare boss ghosts. I hate these things. In order to complete the game, you must capture at least one of each variation, and there are 45 of them. They only appear on floors divisible by 5, and it's totally random which variation could appear. I fought some of the same ones countless times, just dying in my search to fill the vault. Overall, it's easier than Luigi's Mansion 3's Scarescraper, but far, far, far more worse in the RNG department. I spent more time on the boring multiplayer than the Dark Moon quest, resulting in this being the worst extra content I've ever done for this channel. 29 hours just for 1 minute of content. I beg of you, please like the video to help me out. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you even doing? Well, that's how I 100%ed Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. You all have a good one. Thanks.